What is going on, Future Focus family? My name is George. We talk about investing on this channel, and today I'm going to be talking about what's going on in the stock market and the crypto market. The last 2 days we've been down. We're going to talk about why, and we're going to see if it's a big deal or not. Should you be panicked or should you not be panicked? Quick disclaimer: never be panicked. All right, always have a plan for everything, and that's something we talk about a lot on this channel. It's important to have a plan for no matter what happens. If things are going to go up and up and up, what's your plan if that happens? Are you going to hold or are you going to sell at a certain point? It should be different for every single stock or cryptocurrency you have. You should have a different goal for each one. If one doubles, maybe take half off the table. If it doubles again, maybe take another half off the table, and that gives you money in your pocket in case you see a great deal somewhere else, and then you can invest in that. As we've seen lately, a lot of these stocks in crypto are acting in tandem together, and when one goes down, the other one goes down as well. So that's something we need to keep in mind of. One of the things we're going to do right now is we're going to, as always, go through what's going on in the markets today. All right. So with all that said, let's get right into that. All right. So as of right now, let me pop this open. As you can see, the S&P 500 is down 1.11%. You have the Dow Jones Industrial Average, which is down 0.58%. Right here, you can see the NASDAQ is down 2.32%. The NASDAQ is usually either down harder or up harder than a lot of the other stocks. Then you have the Russell, which is currently down 1.50%. You have the VIX up, and anytime it's above 20, that's a time you don't want to really be a buyer in the market. That's a time to get out of it. So just think about that. A VIX over 20 at this certain time is not a day you want to be buying just yet. The last few times this has happened, it's continued to go up, keep a trajectory all the way up to 28 or even above 30. But right now, just hold. I haven't been a buyer yet. And the reason for it is that I felt that we were in a bear market. If you saw episode 18, 19, Matt and I were talking about that. Just because the stock market goes up for 5 days in a row doesn't mean that we've transitioned from a bear market back to a bull market. There are things called a bear market rally, which means that just because the stocks are going down, you might have a few days of up where it looks like, oh, everything's changing, but it's called a bull trap. It gets people motivated about jumping back into the market, and it's not really the time to jump back in the market. So let's see what else is going on in the market. We have gold, which we talk about a lot. Gold is up, which is great because anytime the 10-year yield goes up or the S&P 500 goes down, you want to see gold going up in tandem with it. It's above $1,930. Silver is up as well. Here are some of the other commodities. Copper is down, platinum is down, but they are down from all-time highs. So nothing really big on these three right here. Back to crypto. Bitcoin is down beneath that 4,500 level. Today, we're going to look at some charts. So we're going to look at what the charts are doing and talk about what the charts mean. We have Ethereum, which is down underneath 3,500 again. It's anytime it goes under 3,000, I'm a buyer. XRP is down negative 5.24%. You have Litecoin down 6.81%. And that's really much about it. We're going to talk about some of the stories that are causing this downdraft because we had 5 up days in a row. But what's really causing this? So this is what is going on. So the nominee for the assistant Fed president, her name's Lael Brainard. She's been very bullish on everything, as a Fed chair, you can be either hawkish with your remarks or you can be dovish. And she's been more on the dovish side, which means more on the things are going to be great. But she changed her stance yesterday, and this really alarmed a lot of people in the market. So Federal Reserve Governor Lael Brainard said that the central bank can raise interest rates more aggressively to dampen the high rate of inflation felt by Americans. Brainard, who is awaiting a confirmation vote to serve in the central bank's number 2 role added that policymakers who are attuned to the disparate impacts of inflation on particularly lower income households. Currently, inflation is much too high and is subject to upside risk. Bernard said at a conference on Tuesday. The committee is prepared to take stronger action if indicators of inflation and inflation expectations indicate that such action is warranted. And this is a way different stances than what she's been taking. Inflation data released late last week showed prices in the United States rising by 6.4%. Bernard warned that aggregate figures can hide different lived experiences among various communities, suggesting that inflation may be worse among the households least able to afford it. If you're watching this channel, I assume you're in one of the households that is not really in the upper high class. So this kind of affects us, you know. Citing data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, Bernard noted that the lower income household spends 77% of their income. Uh, Spazzed out a little bit. Hold on. Of their income on necessities compared to 31% among higher income households. High inflation places a burden on working families who are concerned about how far their paychecks will stretch, as well as seniors living on fixed incomes. So Bernard said, in addition, additional tightening will be needed. So what does she mean by additional tightening? So right now, the Fed is in a level of tightening, which means they're raising the Fed funds rate, which is directly correlated with what banks charge you whenever you go and try to get debt, whether you're buying a house or buying a car. For instance, I know somebody, she just purchased a vehicle. If she would have purchased this vehicle in November timeframe, her APR would have been around 8-9%, but she just paid 18% for her vehicle, 18% APR. So every month she's paying 18% interest rate on that car. So that's just an example of what's going on there. This Fed fund rate is going to have an impact on how much it costs in order to buy a house. As of right now, just because of inflation, not even the Fed fund rate, because all they've done is raise the Fed fund rate 0.25%, so a quarter of a percent. And as of right now, we have over 5% that it costs you to rent a house. So that's like the average right now. So imagine when they hit their goal of raising it about 3%, that's going to take a big toll on everything. So do not be surprised to go buy a house and see a interest rate of 10%, 11%. That is not out of the question. Things always overshoot to the top. So it may not always be that way. It may not be that high forever, but there is going to be a time where we surpass what the average should be. So we're going to overshoot it, and then little by little we'll come back down to a correction where things will normalize. Am I buying a house at this moment? No. Right now is the time to do research. Am I buying stocks at this moment? This is a research time. Crypto, same thing. This is a time to do research. So let's get back into it, because Leo Bernard, she was not the only Fed that had some remarks like this. So Fed's Harker expects series of deliberate methodical rate hikes. So this is from Bloomberg. Philadelphia Federal Reserve Bank President Patrick Harker said uh, inflation is far too high, and steady interest rate increases and balance sheet reduction should help reduce price pressures over the next few years. What do they mean by balance sheet reduction? All he means by that is the balance sheet of the Federal Reserve itself. Since COVID, they've bought over 200 million every single month of mortgage-backed securities. They've bought 20 billion every month. So they have a lot of mortgage-backed securities that are kind of becoming worthless with the what rates are doing and what the 10-year and 2-year are doing. So inflation is running far too high, and I am acutely concerned about this, Harker said Wednesday in prepared remarks to the Delaware State Chamber of Commerce. Russia's invasion of Ukraine will add to inflation pressure, not only hiking oil and gas prices, but other commodities like wheat and fertilizer as well. And that takes a toll on everybody as a whole. Even if your job has nothing to do with wheat or oil, there's somewhere in the macroeconomic thing where this can affect the pocketbook of the company that you work for. So just keep that in mind. He also said, I expect a series of deliberate, methodical hikes as the year continues and the data evolves. I also anticipate that we will begin to reduce our holdings of treasury securities, agency debt, and mortgage-backed securities soon. So just keep that in mind. They're going to be reducing the size of the balance sheet. And as that happens, they are tightening the economy. And with that, rates are going to rise. So just keep that in mind. Let's see what crypto news we got here. So, what did your let's see, WorldCoin? This is something called WorldCoin. Promise free crypto if they scan their eyeballs with the orb. Now they feel robbed. The Sam Altman founded crypto startup has said it aims to alleviate global poverty, but so far it has angered the very people it claims to be helping. So this is something that happened in the crypto community. Some of the people in the crypto community, the retail investors, they feel kind of robbed. So the men worked for a cryptocurrency company called WorldCoin, which had come to countries across Africa with a proposition for locals. The men were offering comers a t-shirt and a voucher for $20 worth of WorldCoin, which one of the men boasted would appreciate 500%. All anyone had to do to claim the prize was to get their eyes scanned by the futuristic device, which they called the orb. So a 32-year-old truck driver needed the money. Face detected, said the orb in its robo staccato voice when one of the men pointed it at Kudzani. Open your eyes. The machine stared back at him for about 30 seconds before the men fiddled with their phones and told him they were done. You are thieves, he tested back in anger. They robbed me of my money. WorldCoin promised to jumpstart the global crypto revolution with an audacious plan to give out digital money to all 7.9 billion people on Earth to spread its crypto gospel across the planet. WorldCoin recruited a core of orb operators whose job it was to scan people's irises in order, they said, to keep people from claiming their payment multiple times. The founders, including the high-profile tech investor Sam Altman, have said their goal is ultimately to lift billions of people out of poverty. So just keep in mind, like, there is a lot of scams out there. This may not even be a scam. Their heart may have been in the right place, but things aren't always as easy as even some of the people with noble hearts think they are. And sometimes they end up doing more bad than good. The currency has not yet been launched, but a BuzzFeed News investigation has found that WorldCoin is already wrestling with a host of problems, from managing angry orb operators to concerns that the company is using its cryptocurrency as a way to amass millions of biometrics and a perfect new kind of authentication technology for blockchain era. Confidential company presentations, orb operator contracts, internal marketing materials, more than 100 screenshots of discussions between orb operators and WorldCoin executives, and interviews with 8 current and former orb operators reveal that the company has angered the very people it says it's trying to help. Orb operators themselves have faced arrest, harassment, late payments, and changing wage structure that they say makes the world financially unfeasible. So for me, I'm not part of this. I have not invested in this or anything like that. I do not plan to. It seems to me like a pyramid scheme of like the greatest magnitude ever. Sounds like anything that has to do with world this, world that. It almost 85% of the time ends up being some sort of scam. And here you see, like, again, I'm not saying this could be world changing, but as of right now, it does not look good. The launch of the world token has taken longer than expected, now with a vague target of later this year. So WorldCoin Globetrotting crypto giveaway has taken it through rich European countries like Germany and Norway, but a focus of the startup's data collection has been in low-income countries. Just keep that in mind. WorldCoin has always tried to conduct field tests in a sample of countries facing hurdles with its orb operators and local customs. They don't care what's going to happen to you as an individual, one orb operator said. What they care about is what's happening to their numbers and what's happening to their orbs. So maybe they're like too dug in right now to back out. Maybe they know what they've done is already too much and they're trying to back out. But let's see what's going on in Miami with the Bitcoin conference. Miami is getting its own charging bull statue for Crypto Week. So if you know Wall Street has a crypto bull, and it looks like Miami's gonna have their own. So we'll see. Remember those crypto Super Bowl ads? Here's why they still matter. If you buy an advertisement during the Super Bowl, you'll get millions of eyeballs, which brings us to Securities and Exchange Commission Gary Gensler. He's the SEC SEC chair. He's the head of the SEC, Security and Exchange Commission. Seeing these ads reminded me that in the leap up to the financial crisis, subprime lender Americrest advertised in the Super Bowl. It went defunct in 2007. That is not a very flattering comparison. In English, cryptocurrency trading platforms like FTX and Coinbase remember the Larry David and QR code Super Bowl ads, could not do any side trading in the same tokens listed on their platforms. If users can buy a Bitcoin on a platform, that platform cannot take the other side of the trade itself. I don't think I'm some sort of radical or a purist, Bankman Fried said. So this is just talking about the Super Bowl ads and how it could possibly impact. Um, so what I want to do now is take a look at some charts. This right here is the S&P 500. What we'll do here, let me get this out of here. Um, this is the all-time chart for the S&P 500. Always good to start from the out and work our way in. We'll look at the 5-year chart here. Ever since April 2020, March 2020, we've been on an upswing. But as you can see, we've had sort of a bottom here. We'll bring it in a step closer. This is what we look like year to date. Um, I wanted to bring it to the 1 year mark because I wanted you guys to take a look at this and see if you see what I see. Let me grab this pen right here. So if you were here at the beginning of the year, I was talking about how I saw a head and shoulders pattern coming. And this is what I was talking about. I saw it here. This was the first shoulder. This was the second shoulder. And this was the final shoulder. And anytime you have a head and shoulders pattern, what ends up happening next is the market does a reversal. So it reverses what if it was previously going up, after a head and shoulders pattern, it'll start going down. And I identified that. And that's exactly what happened. As what hasn't happened yet is the finish of it. I don't think we've completed the drop. All right. We hit this key level here at the 41,065 level, but I don't think that could be the end of it. If we take a deeper look back, we could take a look back here to, let's say, the 35, like right here, the $3,300 level. This area right here is in the stars. Like it could possibly come down to this level, and this is something that you need to be aware of, because if you're invested in something like VOO or SPY, which are ETFs that track the S&P 500, then this would be a time to sell. And if you've already made a lot of gains from where you're at, this could be a time to sell, or maybe buy some puts, which means you think the market is going to go down and you buy some puts against the S&P 500. That's another strategy that you guys can use. So as you can see, we have the head and shoulder patterns right there. We reversed the previous roll, but we haven't reversed that much. We could be in the beginning of a bear market. So what's a bear market? That means we would drop 20% or more. We drop 20%, like 25%, 30%. That is a crash. That means the stock market crashed. What are some things that could lead to that? Continued inflation and the Fed continue to raise rates. I strongly believe that at the next meeting, they're going to raise rates over 3%. So just something to keep in mind there. No, I'm sorry, not 3%. That's the ultimate goal. I think they're going to raise it 0.5% at the next meeting. But that's just where I think we're at. So there you go again. You see the head and shoulders pattern. We hit this level of support right here. That's what we're hovering about. We're slightly underneath it, but we haven't had enough closes underneath it to say that's going to be the next level of resistance on the way up. The next level of support that I identified was the 4,295 level right here. So if we spend some time underneath this 4470 level, I could see us slowly dropping down here. Nothing harsh, but we could drop down to the 4295 level. Just something to keep in mind there. So let me leave this. Let me go to this next chart. So this is the crypto total market cap. All right, this is all the cryptocurrencies. And this is what the cryptocurrency market has done. Similarly, let's see, can we identify a head and shoulders pattern? We were going down. We got a little, maybe if we take a closer look, let's see, 3 months. No, not really. Not really a head and shoulders pattern there. Um, right here, we have an inverse head and shoulders pattern, which can also reverse the previous course of what's been going on. So I don't know. I want to know what you guys think about the cryptocurrency market. Are we going to keep going down? Let me know in the comments below. I strongly think right now we're in a period of consolidation. We'll see what the next week does. The good thing about crypto is that it's 24/7, so we don't on after Friday we don't have to wait till Monday to see what the market is going to continue doing. It trades Saturday and Sunday as well, so that's a positive for me. And another reason I feel that crypto has a lot of room to run. But as you can see, the last 5 days have been very bearish compared to the last like month. So as long as we're stay above this 1.97 trillion market cap, I think we're in good hands. If we hit 2 trillion up here, but even that, if we take a look back, the highest we've hit is a $3 trillion market cap. So it's possible. It's possible to hit that again, but as of right now, we're just trying to stay above water and know your cryptocurrencies and what price you're willing to pay for those specific cryptocurrencies. The final chart I'm going to pull up is the same chart, but this is excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. So we're going to take out Bitcoin and Ethereum out of the chart and see what the difference is. So let's look at the 1 year chart, year to date. This is what the market is doing. Um, Not a lot of conclusive data here to tell us what could possibly be next. We're at a key level of support right now. The next level of support, I'll put it, let's see, right here. We'll put it at 696. But obviously, this is the total crypto market as a whole. This doesn't necessarily mean that your specific cryptocurrency is going to act in tandem with every other cryptocurrency. There's some out there that are anti-correlated to the total market. When the total market goes down, some of those cryptocurrencies go up, and there are other ones that go down when the market goes up. So identifying those is important if you're a trader. If you're a long-term investor, identifying key levels in the cryptocurrencies that you invest in is key, because you know when to buy and levels that are going to help you average down if you need to average down, because there are a lot of people in the market right now who are over their heads, like they are out. All right, so that's really all I got for you guys today. As always, invest in me and press that like button. Invest in yourself and smash that subscribe button. It literally costs you nothing. It's free. I hope you like this content. Keep leaving comments below. I love seeing the comments. And until next time.